Okay, so welcome back to our channel, and we have brought something really special today. With me sitting here is Ziad Khan, who has scored 8 bands and Ielts. Yes, I'm as impressed as you are. So we are having a conversation with him. He will share his tips. What were the best things that he did? What were the challenges? What about registration? What about the questions? And so many things in this detailed interview with one of our students. Okay, so welcome, very big welcome, Ziad, to our channel, to our interview, whatever you say.
Hello, everybody. My name is Yad Khan, and I am a resident of Bhopal. I study I'm finally a graduate student in computer science from Vellore Institute of Technology, Bhopal. My experience so far with Eurodreams has been amazing. The help that I have received from each and every member of the team is outstanding, remarkable. And here we are ready to talk about the entire process that one has to undergo for the IELTS examination. So let's get started.
Okay, thank you so much, Ziad. That's what I expected from you. Okay, now
Thank
talking of his profile till now, he has scored 8 bands. Along with, he has already got acceptance from Marsha University. So congratulations for that too.
thank you so much.
Okay, okay. Now we'll start with the most basic. हम सबसे पहले registration की बात करेंगे. We'll start with the registration process. Now, in the registration process, what were the things that you did? How did you start? When did you start? Everything in detail.
Well, the registration for the IELTS exam is really simple. Like all you have to do is pop up on the Google search and write IELTS registration. You will be directed to the IDP site that is the official partner for IELTS in India. So there you will have to create an account where you like the basic things like username, password, and a few details about yourself. Then you will be redirected to the test date page where you will be prompted to answer regarding if you want a computer based test or a pen and paper based test and the date and the slot. When after selecting all these
Absolutely.
things, you will be prompted to you will be redirected to the payments page where you will have to pay the amount fee. That is, I guess, currently that's about like 17,000 rupees.
Yeah.
So, and it's keep like it like and the fun fact about this that it keeps on increasing. So like the better you register, like the quicker you register, the safer you will be in terms of financially.
Exactly. I completely agree that amounts tend to change, but not just to change, but to
Yeah,
increase gradually.
increase itself.
All
Yeah.
right. All right. So yeah, you went for computer based, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So to our viewers, there are two options. You have paper based and computer based. So this guy went for a computer based exam. So yes, you can decide on your own. अब IELTS के बारे में और जानना है तो we have already made a video. ज़्यादा डिटेल्स में आपको जानना है तो you can try that. Now to you, Ziad. The next question is like throughout this registration process, I agree that the process isn't that tough, but did you find anything challenging that this was the part that I had to face a little problem or something?
Well, the registration part, like I literally faced no issues in that. Like the user interface the IDP login has, it's really simple. All you have to do is a thing that has to be remembered is like after you register, you will receive emails from IELTS, and therein you have to again log into the site where you had registered, and there is a declaration thing I'm forgetting
Okay.
the name. I guess it is DSV or something like that. So
Mhm.
you have to give your declaration that all the details that you have provided, your passport and like the passport details, date of birth, name, and all the other details that you have provided are accurate and correct. However, if you
Mhm.
miss to declare that at home, like when you have registered, you always have the option to register it at their center. They
Okay.
will automatically ask you to to declare that statement before taking the IELTS examination. So that's like a no worries.
But yeah, it is a good
Like you,
option to declare yourself first before doing
first,
that
yeah,
part.
yeah.
Okay, things to remember here. Keep in mind you got to declare yourself first
You can't
with
change
that.
it. You can't change it after the
Ah,
declaration.
all right,
So
all
just
right.
get
I get it. I get it.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. So you are done with the registration, which was quite a straightforward, which would be easy for our viewers too. But the main part, the most important part is of preparation. How did you prepare? There are 5 sections. What were the things that you did for the preparation?
Well, my preparation was not much because like my entire schooling from grade 1 to grade 12 was in English. I'm from an ICSE board student,
Oh
and
God.
after that my university the medium of instruction at my university was again English. So like I was thorough with my English, like my basics were clear. So that is what
Mhm.
one needs. Like you just have to keep your basics clear. Yeah, and
Please,
after the
please.
registration, all you can do is you can take extensive mock tests. Like they help you get familiarized with the test pattern that is required for the so that you don't get surprised on the examination day, because each section has different types of questions that they can ask. So it is good to get yourself familiarized with multiple mock tests so that you have a complete understanding of what to expect in the test paper.
All right. So for your part, all you did was you went for mock test. You did
Yeah,
extensive with your basics, where you are
yeah,
quite clear that how things work, and you went for the format that how actually a paper or files look like, so that you don't get a surprise at the last moment, right?
yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, all
And a
right. So
tip to
if
the
you are,
viewers,
yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
a-
Please.
and a tip to the viewers, I would suggest that at the last moment, like if you're preparing at the last moment, don't learn anything fancy. Don't, like, for example, people tend to go for learning idioms, proverbs that they can use in their writing and speaking tests. So that will only mess you up. For example, if you have it, like if you have known the proverb or anything fancy terms since a long time, then it's okay. Like, it is encouraged to use those. However, if you are new to those words and something like that, please don't use them, because they will, like, you might misuse those words, which might give a negative impression to the evaluator.
Okay, so we can do one thing here that what I get from your part is stick to the basics, stick to where you are.
Yeah,
Do not try anything fancy. The part here is your communication rather than the words that you have used, right? You got
exactly.
to be clear. That is more important.
Yeah,
Okay, so over to you, audience. Now you know what he told. So yes, it is important to stick to your basics. Your basics should be clear about IELTS exam. It's not something very big of a deal. But yes, make sure that you stick with the basics. You stick with the format of the paper and how things are in the paper. Mock test DGR. This is one of the pointers that he has pointed out. Now to his profile, I can do one more thing. He has 73 overall. वो percentage इनके जो है 75 around है. So he already has a good profile, but he still went for IELTS. Given that he also had English in his background from education, that is because IELTS is important. वो बहुत ज़्यादा mandatory नहीं हो तो भी IELTS आपका एक impression बनता है जो कि ज़रूरी है. So I would also suggest, even if you have a good profile, IELTS is one of the things that one should do. Okay, Ziyad, over to you. The next question about preparation is like you had a lot of things already done, but there is always a sense of nervousness that one has, be it anything, be it any exam in the world, right? So, what were your part on it? Like, you must be nervous because you also had a very little time to prepare there. How did you do
yeah.
that?
Uh, I started my preparation, like intensive preparation for IELTS, after I registered. And, like, for example, like taking my case, I registered on some particular day, and like I just had my IELTS exam 6 or 5 days after that. So I just had 5 to 6 days to prepare.
All right, you did
So
everything in just 6 days.
6 to 5 days, yeah. Like I started my entire research in those 6 to 5 days. So what I did was I got myself familiarized with the test modules that is listening, reading, writing, speaking. Okay, so these are the four modules that one has to answer in the IELTS examination. So during those, like, listening, there are many uh, online sites where you can get the previous year's actual IELTS examination papers and audio recordings that you can use with their answers as well, so that I just listen to those. And, well, obviously, for the listening part, Netflix and Prime obviously did help me. All those countless hours of Netflix and Prime, it makes you good.
Web series are suggested, but to a limited part. Agree?
Yeah, exactly. Until unless it does not harm
All
you.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah, paper pattern. Yeah, so, like, after this listening is done, in listening, after listening, you have reading. Reading consists of three passages. You will get three passages, and each passage will contain a plethora of questions where you have to, like, each question pattern will be different. For example, some will be given true, false, or not given, and some will be drag and drop where you have to take out the exact phrases from the passage to fulfill the summary that they have written.
Um,
So these are the different types of questions they have to answer. So this is the only thing that you have to get yourself familiarized with. because, like, for example, if you don't prepare for this and you just leave it as it is, you might get surprised, and in nervousness you might mess up the paper on the exam day.
Okay, okay, okay. I agree. It's very, very important to know the format beforehand. Then that is
Yeah,
very important. Okay,
that's
now
the golden
you
rule.
have us. Yeah, absolutely. Golden rules. Write it in your mind already. Writing part. There are two tasks. What I know about IELTS. So, what were your tasks and how did you do that?
Like, the writing task is divided into two sections, task 1 and task 2. So the task 1 has a lesser weightage in comparison to task 2. So task 1 you have to write about 150 words, task 2 you have to write about 250 words. In
Mhm.
task 1 they is generally you just have to explain everything that is given. For example, they might give you a graph, they might give you a map, they might give you a demographic of
Oh,
something. So all you have to do in that task is nothing, use your mind in that. You just have to explain what you are seeing. Say for
okay,
example
okay,
you
okay.
have a so for example you have a bar chart. So all you have to do is you have to just explain, you just have to explain the trends in the graph that are visible, or the values that are visible. Like you don't have to do anything fancy in that. You just have to explain the what you are seeing. Only the
Okay,
visuals you
okay.
have to explain.
Okay, in writing part, please, please go ahead. I guess you had something to say.
Then I'm not saying anything. You can
Okay.
continue.
In terms of writing, when we talk of a writing section, while writing your answer, did you try really fancy words that this is something really a gold word, or did you really stick to the basics of that one should explain the concept rather than thinking of the words they are using? What did you do?
I stuck to the basics, only the basics. Like, I used a little bit of vocabulary, but like it was not an extensive vocabulary.
Okay.
All you have to do is like just don't repeat the words. Try to find
Hmm.
basic synonyms of other words that you might use in your language. And
Important,
like, if you
crucial, vital,
exactly
something.
just words like that. Yeah.
All right, all right, all right. So basics are important once again. I don't know what you are hearing in this interview, but yes, the biggest takeout of this interview till now is stick with the basics. आपने इंग्लिश में पढ़ाई करी है, then revise. आप थोड़ा पीछे जाइए, revise what you have learned till now, and you can really go with the same thing. Agree?
Agree.
Absolutely. So there's one more part in this. Like we do for our 10th and 12th board exam, we go with previous year question papers. That's what he has done. He has went through all the previous things that have been there. उन्होंने listening के पुराने पुराने आंसर्स सुने हैं. उन्होंने क्वेश्चंस जो टास्क देखे उन्होंने समझा है कि कैसे क्वेश्चंस आते हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ राइटिंग. उन्होंने सिमिलरली स्पीकिंग का भी किया है. एंड नाउ स्पीकिंग का हम बात कर रहे हैं तो स्पीकिंग तो अलग से होता है. हाउ डिड यू डू, लाइक आपका कब हुआ, कैसे हुआ, हाउ डिड दे कम्युनिकेट दिस टू यू?
The speaking test is different from the other LRW test.
हाँ.
And fortunately, my speaking test was on the exact same day when I had the LRW test. Usually, people get it on a different date, either before or after. But fortunately, mine was at the center itself, on the like on the same day itself. So I just had to go there once
Okay, so you are fortunate enough to complete your task in one day.
in one day. Yeah.
Okay,
They sent
so
me an email. They sent me an email like 2 or 3 days after my registration, conveying the message about the my speaking test dates and details. So you don't get it on the time you register. You might get it after 2 or 3 days. So that is
oh,
okay.
okay, okay, okay. Okay, so everything is done with the help of email. आपको सब कुछ information मिल
Yeah.
जाती है.
Yes.
Okay, okay, all right. Now talking of this speaking task, how did they conduct your interview? What were the things that they asked you in that?
Well, to begin my speaking test, first, like they just asked about a basic introduction about myself. What about, like, what am I doing? What is my age? My name? Where do I live? And what are my hobbies? Basic stuff like that. And then after getting like after completing this, they asked, like they asked generic questions about myself. For example, about my school friends, and about
All
what I
right.
like to eat, and where do I hang out the most, and just stuff like that.
So were
Basic
you the
stuff like that.
luckiest to give that exam? Cause same day you had all the exams, you had very basic questions and speaking. Maybe you are the luckiest to give IELTS till now. Is
I
it?
guess so.
all right, Ziad. Now talking of this, all four sections, आपने ये exam में appear किया है. What are your takeaways? Like this is the thing that was the best in your part that helped you achieve 8 bands. आपके हिसाब से best क्या था आपके लिए?
Well, I'll break down this regarding all the four modules. So
All right.
starting with listening, as I said, the previous year recordings, and believe me, the recordings are really crisp and clear. Like anyone
Oh,
with a basic understanding of English can understand them. So you just have to be a bit attentive because the audio does not repeat itself. It is only played once.
okay. Oh, you don't have that option.
Yeah, the audio is not played again. It is only played once. So you have to
Mhm.
be attentive while giving that. However, it is very easy. And then moving on to reading, there are three passages. Say, for example, you are stuck at one part, leave that part. Like that is what I did in my IELTS paper. Like in passage two, I guess I was stuck somewhere. So I left that entire passage. I moved on to the third passage because like my mind was getting frustrated because I was not able to find the answers. So
Hmm.
I moved on to the third passage. I completed the third passage and then I got back to the second passage. With a fresh set of eyes, I was able to find the answer immediately.
Okay, okay, okay.
So you don't need to frustrate your mind regarding anything. If you don't get it, move ahead, skip that question, and then when you are done, come back.
It is better to go with your strength first than your weakness. Then you can come back to the
Yeah,
question that you
exactly,
don't know.
exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, the next part I would ask is like we have talked a lot of things. Okay, first thing to our audience, इन्होंने जो जो बोला है, if you are unable to understand कि what are the things is talking about, what about sections, ये क्या questions की बात करे, क्या task की बात कर रहे हैं? Watch out this video all about IELTS. सब कुछ बताया इन्होंने जितना भी डिस्कस किया है पूरा आपको थ्योरेटिकली मैंने एक पूरे उस वीडियो में बताया है तो आपको इनकी बातें बहुत अच्छे से समझ में आएगी कौन से टास्क की ये बात कर रहे हैं. Okay, Zia, to you again. Now, in this part, like as you talk of tips and everything, to conclude everything, what are the tips that you would share to a new aspirant? Let's suppose to me, I'm completely new to IELTS. Tell me what are the things that I need to keep in mind according to you?
Time management is really important
Oh,
because the test is timed and you only get 1 hour for all the three: listening, reading, and writing. And for the speaking, it is all like it is up to the like it's only a 10 to 15-minute interview, so that's up to the interviewer. He will end it as soon as he is done. So
okay,
time
okay, okay.
management is really important because, like for
Mm-hmm.
example, if you are slow, like for example, if you are writing an essay and you do not complete it in time, you will have to leave it as it is. You won't be able to complete it, and you won't get any extra time.
Okay, that's for the things that you did throughout the process. Now, talking to the last part, that is about result and everything. How did they announce the result? What were the days it took to get the result to you, and everything about result part now, ending part.
See, I took a computer-based test, so the result for the computer-based test is declared in 3 to 5 days. So
Okay.
same was my case. I got my result after 5 days, and I got it through an SMS from IELTS, the
Okay.
official IELTS. They sent me an SMS which had given my individual bands in listening, reading, writing, and speaking, and at the bottom the overall bands.
Hmm.
And to download the ETRF report that is there, you have to log into the IDP site again, and then you will have the option to download the result as a PDF form.
Okay, so it is quite easier to download my result after the declaration, right? It's not really a
Very
tough
easy.
task.
No, no,
Okay.
no.
All I
They
need to do is
explicitly
to
have a
register.
download. Yeah, they explicitly have a download button where you can click that button and the PDF result will be generated,
Okay, so I'll
which
sign
you
in
can
again
share
to
with
my portal.
universities.
Okay, I'll sign in again to my portal and I'll very easily be able to download my result. Agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so I guess we have discussed a lot of things. Now over to you, Ziyad, for the last time. That what are the things other than what we have discussed you would like to tell to our audience as a conclusive notes of this? Over to you.
Well, I guess I pretty much summed up everything in the entire video, but to just give up the excerpts of everything, time management is key, practice is key, and you are good to go.
And basics are the most important part till
Basic, yeah.
now. If you know the basic English, practice about what has been done till now. जो आपको अभी तक जो
Exactly.
चलता आ रहा है वो पढ़िए आप जैसे लास्ट ईयर के क्वेश्चन पेपर पढ़ते हैं आप ट्वेल्थ बोर्ड्स के लिए सिमिलरली फॉलो दैट पैटर्न इन हियर आल्सो एंड आई गेस दैट विल बी
Yes.
गुड टू गो फॉर एनीवन.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So the conclusive, very last question is: how is your experience till now with Eurodreams in terms of files and everything? Like, what would you say to our audience for that?
Well, it has been amazing, no doubt about it. I've been enrolled with since September, and my experience so far has been amazing. Like the entire team is very quick to respond, they're very helping, and they get the task done.
All right, all right. Thank you so much. You're so kind with your words this time. Okay, so Ziad, I guess this was all in this small interview, which wasn't such a so small. So sorry to our audience for taking this much of time. But yes, I guess this is all that we had to talk about. We have discussed everything. Still, you are confused कि इन्होंने जो बातें करी आधी समझ नहीं आई. वीडियो देखिए, बिल्कुल देखिए आप एक बार आइल्स समझिए होता क्या है. Visit back to this video and you will know everything that we have discussed. So, once again, a very big thank you to you, Ziad, for giving us your valuable time today.
You're welcome. My
Okay, so
pleasure.
to our audience, yes, this was all. Thanks for watching, and for more such informative content, subscribe to our channel. Thank you.